I think this is an important part of my soul, that I'm very interested in manufacturing process. How is something done and what is the way behind and how we can improve this. I'm really able to, let's say, look in the future and say, okay, this could be the process of the perfect manufacturing process of electronic devices like our gear. And with the skilled team together, we were able to build small quantities in high quality in a very short amount of time. Beginning of the Alpha compressor, I was working on a discrete operational amplifier. So this is the core of an audio device, and we find out that the quality of that amp is so good that's really dedicated for mastering application, because there's a need for high quality signal passes, and that's what I could provide with this kind of circuit. But we didn't have a concept for this. And in 2005, I went to Music Messe, and during one night, I couldn't sleep, I came up with the concept of the Alpha compressor. So tons of ideas came in. I make a schematic of this at front panel size, and this was basically, the Alpha compressor with all the stuff inside. And this is more than a compressor. So it's a compressor toolbox with MS, with soft clip limiter, with parallel, with audio filters, sidechain filters, so you can really do a lot with this. So then we have a great concept, but how to convert this into a real product, this was really challenging. And then my friend Frank came in because he was working in an industry for automotive. So they build machines, they have milling machines, drilling machines, and he converted this schematic in some kind of a manufactural parts. And then piece by piece, we built up the mechanical stuff. And in parallel, I designed all the audio boards. So with printed boards, I sold all myself, the first designs, and created a working prototype, which is the silver one with the black knobs. There's only one in the market or at our place. During 1 year, we bring all together and present in 2006 the Alpha compressor, and this was also the start of elysia. Elysia was founded in the basement of my parents' house, a very small space. So that's where we begin the company and doing the development, but also the first production of the Alpha compressor. That's really challenging, especially the mechanical stuff is really complicated. And that's where my friend Frank came in place, because he was working in a company doing metal parts. So he was able to create all the parts for us, the knobs and the front plates and all that stuff. And I was testing all the panels, the PCBs and soldering stuff, and also have created some kind of testing to have the matched potentiometer. But in the basement, we also started with the other products like X-Pressor, X-Filter, but at a certain point it was way too small. And then we came up in this building here, which is a really amazing place. And from that point on, I was able to really expand in a way that we can really put the whole process in our building. That was my vision. I was investigating other companies, how do they manufacturing process, and learn from them and bring that in a very small place. But I think we did it in a very good way, I have to say. I'm really proud of this, because what we see here now is have our own milling machines for front panels. We have a drill machine for doing the knobs completely. We can do laser engraving. We have SMD machines, pick and place machine to assemble the boards. We have selective soldering, and therefore we can do the whole process and also measure the PCB boards. So from the beginning, we have everything here in Germany in our nice building, and have completely control over the quality, the quantity, and also for development, we can do very quick prototypings in a way it looks like a final product. The Alpha compressor is still relevant, I think, because of the sonic characteristics. So during development, I have a strong idea when I like to go. So it was to have the signal as present, as with good transient response, with some kind of a stereo field that really open up and widen everything, with some kind of a depth in this. And this drove me. So during all the process of designing, but also a very important part is the way how it sounds at gain reduction, because I saw mastering engineers only doing a dB or two on other compressors. When I asked, hey, why do you don't do more? Yeah, you hear some sonic stuff that I don't like. So it drove me to create some kind of a gain reduction element that's super transparency. And when people try out the Alpha compressor with a lot of gain reduction, hey, I do not really hear that thing working. And this is really a good compliment to the whole audio philosophy of the Alpha compressor. The updated version of the alpha compressor looks amazing. If you looked at the picture of your screen, that wow, looks like the real hardware. And it's also great because we did some improvements on the real hardware. They capture this and therefore it looks really good on good screens. So they did an amazing job on this. So perfect. And besides this, we were able to embed some typical elysia features like the gain reduction limiter. We invented this on the compressor in 2007 first time, but now it's also in the alpha compressor. And the way how it indicates that the gain reduction is active is a combination of the gain reduction, which are red LEDs, and then when it enters the limiting, it converts to yellow. But also that you can have a control for the control voltage. So some mastering engineers having left and right complete unlinked. And normally you can only switch between link and unlink, but here is a control for the control voltage from unlink to link. But also the other features like TMT, like the headroom control, like the auto gain stuff is really great, and is, I think, a very good improvement of the alpha compressor, something that many people like to see, but now it's there. It's really cool, I have to say. elysia is really working on future products. The core of this is our own development of circuit designs, of VCAs, of operation amplifiers with the in-house production. That gives us the possibilities to create new gear with visions of a new studio setup. And I think that's what we're working on. And the first thing is the channel strip, the Channix. This is the future for us. And the combination of hardware that's recallable, that you can store within your session with instant recall, but also next to plugins, to other workflows. And I think this will go streamless, one-to-one, embedded analog gear on the master bus, on your mixing bus, on your front end, but also processing tools with plugins. And yeah, we were really proud that we can create new ideas in this direction.